this has been a while. What's up, everybody? I'm Andrew Patrick, and welcome to For the Record.
Live from New York City.
Alright, now before we get started, there's a few things I kind of want to address just before we get into the meat of the show. First things first, if you notice, I'm no longer in the name of Raging Alchemist. I'm going instead of my regular name, Andrew Patrick. I've kind of been doing that anyways in every intro and For the Record, so this is really nothing new. And plus, if this channel does decide to blow up, or if it actually does blow up, I'd rather it be under my name and not under an alias. That way I can be able to make it on my true and sincere name. And also, I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about the ongoing delay, but trust me, I will try to get back into the swing of things. I just want to go right ahead and make this video just so that you can understand that I'm not dead or I just gave up on the idea. I just haven't really gotten the opportunity to do so until today to actually go right ahead and film an episode. And don't worry, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back to where I was. So don't worry, I'll be back. And hopefully be better than ever at the process. And of course, before we even really get started on the nit and gritty, because I'm only going to cover like a few scores of importance that I want to cover a little bit. It's going to be a very short episode of For the Record, but I can't go right ahead and go on an episode of For the Record without mentioning the big news and unfortunately the sad news, and we're going to have to stop the music right there. The sad news that occurred over the weekend. As many of you already have known, legendary boxer Muhammad Ali, considered the greatest of all time in the sport, and passed away on Saturday at the age of 74. Ali, a three-time boxing champion, and really one of the most polarizing figures in all of sports, not only in his time, but maybe of all time. He's best known for his fights, Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman, his two fights against Sonny Liston, where he shook up the world. Rumble, young man, rumble. Whoa! And of course with Thrilla in Manila, his rivalry with Joe Frazier, and of course his many interviews with Howard Cosell. He was a poet, everybody knew it. He said that he was a GOAT, and who's to say that he was wrong in that assumption. Ali, throughout his career, went 56-5 throughout his whole entire illustrious boxing career. He had actually his title taken away from him from 67 to 71 because of his anti-Vietnam War stance, which ultimately revealed to him throughout the entire world that he was a part of the Nation of Islam, which also had Malcolm X and of course the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And of course, and honestly, it's a very sad news. And of course, we can't go right ahead and mention Ali without his fight about Parkinson's disease, which he had fought in his last 32 years of his life, mainly caused from all the fights that he had throughout his entire career, and where he took a lot of beatings, and unfortunately it gave him a grave cost where the once touted Louisville Lip no longer was able to speak into such proficiency as he did when he was young. But really, like I said before, it's a very sad day in sports and very sad for anybody in general. And I can never say I was really a boxing fan, but I do respect legends, and Ali's definitely one of those people, and really one that is deserving of the GOAT title, which you was seeing with Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, and even some cases where you can give it to Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In reality, Ali definitely is the most deserving out of all of them to be considered as the GOAT. And it's not just what he did in the ring, but you could probably say outside the ring, because he was one of the main proponent figures in the civil rights movement. Maybe not as big as it was with Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr., but it was significant. He was outspoken. He definitely had some ideals that could probably be in good use of today. But unfortunately, it's a very sad day. Thoughts and prayers go out to Muhammad Ali's family, especially towards his daughter Layla Ali, who followed his father's footsteps and became a professional boxer as well. So he will be forever missed. He will forever be quoted with his inspirational quotes, his sayings, his poems, everything. And hopefully Muhammad Ali will no longer be in pain and can be able to talk free-flowingly like he did when he was younger. And who knows, Who knows what the conversation will be like between Ali and Cosell in the afterlife. So, in all honesty, rest in peace to the legendary Muhammad Ali. Alright, now that we got those news out of the way, let's go ahead and cover up some scores from the NBA Finals, as well as a couple of scores from Major League Baseball I kind of want to touch up a little bit. So, let's get to it. Now, of course, in Game 2 of the NBA Finals, it wasn't even close, as the Warriors completely annihilated the Cavaliers 110-77, and around taking a 2-0 series lead. Warriors led by Draymond Green, who had 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in his effort, and whereas LeBron James, in a losing effort, was 2 rebounds and 1 assist shy of a triple-double, while also contributing to a paltry 19 points. And all signs are pointing that the Warriors are looking to sweep the Cavs in convincing fashion. And in reality, I'll admit I did not really see much of the game, but what I did see, it didn't look close, and it looked already over by the time the third quarter was over. I mean, in reality, if I were the Cavs, I would be ashamed of this effort. If I were Tyronn Lue, I would reevaluate any type of game plan that I would have just to make sure that my team doesn't lay an egg like this. And unfortunately, the effort for the Cavs, in spite of the talent that they have, has been the main problem throughout this whole entire Cavaliers season. And whereas the Warriors, true to form, as true as it has been throughout their 73-9 season, outside of losing those 2 straight games to Oklahoma City, the Warriors have already proven once again that they're poised for the title. And unfortunately, if the Cavaliers don't straighten out their act, they could very well see themselves being swept. And I honestly thought that this series would go in 6 games. I honestly thought that there would be times where the Warriors would get cocky and manage to go, laissez-faire, Levis, being light on the Cavs, and the Cavs go right ahead and steal a game or two. But from the looks of it, the Cavs don't have the heart, and unfortunately, you could very well, if you were going to compare an athlete to a team, you can very well say LeBron James is the equivalent of the Buffalo Bills, outside of the fact that he did manage to win a couple of championship rings when he was with the Miami Heat. But let's be honest here, if not for Ray Allen's jump shot, he would have been in the losing end of the majority of the finals except for one. And unfortunately for LeBron, you really have to just reevaluate your whole self. As a matter of fact, throughout the whole entire team, they need to reevaluate themselves. But unfortunately, it seems like it's a clear and present case that they really are in a buzzsaw of a team that is the Golden State Warriors, and it looks like the Warriors, like I have thought would happen, they're poised for a back-to-back. They're poised for a repeat. Alright, and that's it for the NBA Finals Game 2. Now let's go in for a couple of scores in baseball, and one that I'm not necessarily too thrilled to cover. Cubs ace Jake Arrieta saw his 20-game winning streak come to an end as the Cubs lost 3-2. Arrieta still managed to actually pitch well enough to actually get himself a victory, went 5 innings and gave up 3 runs, but struck out 12 batters and only walked 1. Arrieta has just become the 5th pitcher since the 1900s to actually have 10-plus strikeouts in 5 innings. But what's significant of that? Every one of the others that have done it have come throughout the 2010s. Yep, this decade. And I wanted to cover this for a reason, because just kind of give congratulations on Jake Arrieta for an amazing run they had of going undefeated for the last 20 starts, the last 20 decisions, I should say, excuse me. And really, Arrieta has definitely made the case throughout this whole entire run that he's one of the best pitchers in the majors. I mean, if not, definitely behind Kershaw, because Kershaw to me is still the cream of the crop when it comes to pitchers that are really the best in the league, and really he's in one hell of a team to actually get himself all these victories. I think it's really just a perfect storm that Arrieta pitched well. Of course, had a no-hitter earlier. And of course, this is the first time that he actually lost a start since he was on the losing side of Cole Hamels' no-hitter last season. And really, it's been an unbelievable season for Arrieta. And hopefully, with Arrieta, you can be able to bounce back at this, shake this off, and just continue on for the next one, knowing that you won't have to go right ahead and worry about continuing the streak. I mean, alongside with Roger Clemens, who also had a 20 straight winning streak throughout 98-99 as well. I mean, this is nothing to be ashamed of. So, I mean, tip your cap to Arrieta having a great run. Hopefully he continues on for the next one. Hopefully to start a new streak. Now we go in for the one that I'm not so thrilled of, whereas we go from one team that is looking to be a contender in every single way, one was looking like an absolute shell of what they used to be, as the Yankees wound up blowing a 1-0 lead to the Baltimore Orioles, winding up losing 3-1. Thanks in large part of Aroldis Chapman blowing a save. Why? Rory! God damn it. And honestly, it all comes into waste of CC Sabathia's performance, whereas he only went through 5 innings and walked 6 batters. He struck out 5 and didn't give up any runs and only 2 hits. And unfortunately, this has been the season for the New York Yankees. I would reevaluate everything. I would actually want to see Brian Cashman go. He has not developed this team into a contender anymore. The Yankees need to rebuild and actually start building up your farm system and get some prospects in there. Because from the looks of it, this is not the Yankee team that we expect time and time again to be a World Series contender. They're not even close to this anymore. And in all honesty, I never considered them a World Series contender going into this year. It's been that bad of a year for the Yankees. The offense has been terrible, and the pitching has not been superb. Tanaka's been good. Severino's been horrible. Pineda's been egregious. And Sabathia really has been the only steady hand outside of Tanaka. And Sabathia is not even the same person he used to be. In all honesty, this has been a disappointing year for the Yankees and Yankees fans in general. I'm just really one of the core. I mean, it's just been embarrassing to be a Yankee fan this year. I'm still going to be a Yankee fan until I die, but the way things are going, I cannot go right ahead and co-sign this season because it has been a terrible season. And it really hasn't shown too much of, the run, what was it, DMC or BMC with Betances, Miller, and Chapman. Never really got much, especially when the offense can't do shit. Alright, and on that note, that's it for the record. I know this isn't as long as I would usually do for this episode, but I just kind of wanted to get this quick, just to get it out there. Like this video if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment and leave me any suggestions on what I could improve on next time. Subscribe if you guys are new, if you really enjoy my content. And I promise I will get back into the swing of things. I just want to get back into the swing of things. Eventually, there will be more content upcoming, so stay tuned. And on behalf of For the Record, I'm Andrew Patrick, and I'm out. Stay classy, everybody. Wicked when I kick it, yeah, that's the ticket.